Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Chris here. Now, we all know that there's many reasons that may affect why your business isn't as successful as you think it should be, or you've fallen off that path of success. But usually, and what I found with a lot of new entrepreneurs and business owners is there's just one reason that's impacting and stopping your success before you even got started. Let's jump in.
Hello and welcome again to the ASC Business Spot podcast. Yes, we actually had a video up front. I figure it's better than just having a picture of me. You all hear me talking in these podcasts, so why not actually get a little bit of a visual? But again, if this is your first Business Spot podcast, welcome. If it is not, welcome back. Like you can see on your screen here, and like we talked about in that little intro, I want to take just a few minutes today and talk about a tool that is either helping you or hindering you before you even start a business. And a lot of the times with clients that we work with people that I work with, my mentors, my mentees, people within my network, and many business owners around the world, doesn't matter the industry or the niche or wherever sector you might be in, this is pretty consistent and something I've consistently seen. And I guess you can really break it down into two major buckets, if you will, two major topics. But generally, the whole thing that I want to talk about, and the one key item that is preventing you from being successful before you start, or that is skyrocketing your success before you even start, is your preparedness. Now, when I say preparedness, I don't just mean research and business plans and market research and all these things and strategies. Like, of course, those are very good to have, and you do need to have them in business. But specifically what I'm talking about is your mental preparedness and your focus and how mentally and emotionally invested and ready you are to succeed and to have this business. Now, the first area is your routine. Your routine often dictates your success in business. There's a reason why you see so many of the top CEOs or top business founders in the market today have these what seem like crazy routines of getting up at 5 or 4 in the morning and working these, 20-hour days or 18-hour days. And it's not just because they want to, at a certain extent they do want to, but having a routine and having a successful routine will help you become a successful person. Now, what does a successful routine look like? This can have many shapes and forms, and it really depends on what works best for you. If you are really trying to get into having a better routine, there's two big books that I would really recommend picking up and reading. One is one that we've talked about a lot on these podcasts, as well as just on our social media channels in general, and that is Atomic Habits. The other 5 a.m. Club, which you will see both here on your screen. There's links to both down in the description. These books are some of the two best books that have really got me, pardon my language, got me off my ass and got me to have a better routine. Whether it's waking up earlier, just having better focus, or really just having a routine that helps you become the best version and most successful version of yourself. So that's number one. That's the first piece of preparedness that you need to focus on, that you need to have in place before you start a business. And if you do have that in place, your business ventures or your entrepreneurial journey will be a lot more successful. Now, the second piece is something, if you've read another book, we love books on this channel. If you've read the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, this will sound very familiar. But the second piece is goal setting, is really just having goals. A lot of the times, entrepreneurs that I work with or that ASC or our company works with, they might have goals, but they're not big enough. A lot of times for our whole lives, we've been told, don't set unrealistic goals. Don't set these hugely lofty goals, because when you don't achieve them, you're going to be disappointed. Notice the language there. Don't set large goals, because when you don't achieve them, well, it's a little discouraging, isn't it? But really the point of this is, to a certain extent, yes, you have to set realistic goals, but a goal is meant to be something for you to chase after. I think the concept of a goal, especially in today's world, has gotten a little bit construed. A goal shouldn't be something that you can do in a few weeks or a few months. It's it's this thing you continually achieve. I think having a goal is this lofty, huge aspiration that you look towards, that motivates you every day. And then you can have realistic milestones, or a KPI, or these realistic benchmarks along the way to your goal. The way that I look at this, and that really resonated for me when after I read the 10X rule myself, and I actually worked with a mentor of mine who also knew this book very well, who understands the concept of 10X goal setting, or just really big, lofty, aspirational goals. He kind of just sat me down, and when I was starting ASC, I said, okay, my goal is to get $5,000 a month in recurring revenue, let's say. And they sat me down and they kind of just really laid it out for me and said, is that motivating for you? Okay, cool. What happens when you hit 5,000 a month? Then what do you do? I said, I don't know. I guess I just have to set a new goal. So he said, okay, think about this for a second. What's going to be more motivational for you? $5,000 a month or $50,000 a month? 50. Great. That's your goal. That's the thing you have to work towards. Your first milestone, or your first benchmark in working towards that goal of 50,000 is to hit 5,000. This is how you have to think as an entrepreneur, especially if you're just getting into entrepreneurship, or you're maybe coming back to it, or you're coming back to it with a new venture, or whatever it may be. It's so important to have these huge goals that may on the surface seem very unrealistic, but when you break them down to milestones, they're very achievable. Now, the reason why, and I just want to take a few more seconds on the importance of these goals as well, is when you have a goal and you have a very large goal in mind, it will actually support your preparedness and your organization before you start. Because if, let's say, you use these round numbers again, let's say you want $50,000 a month in revenue. What do you have to do every month, every week, every day in order to hit $50,000 a month? Maybe you have to send 65 emails a day and make another 25 phone calls a day. Well, if you have a full-time job, or if you are a busy parent, or if you're a student, do you have the time to do that when you wake up at 8:30 and you rush to work, or rush to classes, or get your kids ready for school? Do you have time for that? No. You're probably gonna have to get up early. You're gonna have to stay up later. You're gonna have to take your spare time. You're gonna have to work on these things. So these two things really go hand in hand. And again, to really summarize this, if you want to be truly successful, and you want to, in a way, ensure your success before you even start your first business, you have to set massive motivating goals. And you have to use these goals to create a plan and be prepared for the massive success that is coming your way. But with that wraps up the ASC Business Podcast for today. And we will see you all in our next one. Make sure you like and subscribe if you found something useful in this video. Head on over to our social media channels if you want to learn a little bit more about ASC, or just keep up with the posts and the content there. Thank you so much again for viewing. I hope you have a fantastic day.